until he knew he couldn't anymore. And if he was a healthy man, he was only 36 years old when he was diagnosed with ALS.
Right.
So he died at 38.
He died at 38. It's just amazing how he was able to give it all he could. And the one thing that's very unfortunate is now we see a 36-year-old basketball player walking off the court with 6 minutes to go, down by 30, giving up on his team. It just tells you the man who Lou Gehrig was.
Now, you won't be talking about LeBron James, will you?
I will be talking about LeBron James because, you know what, I'm actually fed up. And
You mean the fairy?
we are going to honor Lou Gehrig.
No pun intended.
We are going to honor Lou Gehrig,
Yeah.
and it's been 80 years to the day. But just how much things have changed in the sports world. The man gave it all he could. Even when he was dying, he gave it all he could. LeBron James, the king of basketball. The Mount Rushmore of the NBA, where Lou Gehrig arguably can be the Mount Rushmore of the MLB.
Right.
And LeBron has the audacity to walk off the court down by 30 with 6 minutes to go in the game?
Yes.
That's the
6 minutes to go. How many threes could he have hit to tie it?
I mean, the game was over. We'll admit that. The game was over.
I know.
It was over.
I'm being sarcastic.
But here's the thing. Matt, you played sports?
Yes.
I played sports. And I know your father. Your father would never allow you walking off the baseball field or whatever game you were playing. If it was football,
we
basketball.
can ask Carl that. If Carl's watching.
Carl's currently playing at the moment.
But I could say this. I played Little League. My dad was the manager, and I was actually the stats guy for the Middletown Royals back in 2015. My dad has a mentality: never quit, never give up something until you try it.
But always finish, though, at the same time.
Always finish what you
the
started,
game.
yes.
I don't care if you're down 15-0 in a baseball game, even if it's Little League. I don't care if you're down 25 points in basketball. I've been there. Look at me. You really think I can play basketball? Not at all. But you know what? I at least finished the game. I was able to let it be. And this guy, LeBron James,
Who?
LeBron James. The guy that I'm really disgusted with. And you can say all you want about what he does off the court, what he does for the community and all that. I'm not knocking that. I praise that. Mm-hmm. But showing a generation growing up, and even us growing up as kids.
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You're not the king of the NBA. You may be the king. You may be that. That may be your nickname. But the audacity to walk off the court in a playoff game when you're one game away from elimination once the game is over. I don't know, Matt. It really bothers me to my core. And I know this is a baseball show, and I know we try, but when it's serious time, when it's basketball, when it's football, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it on the air.
That's right.
Yeah.
And right now, it just shows you the man who Lou Gehrig was. The man was dying. The man still gave it all he got, even when he only had 4 hits in the season, in June.
Yeah.
Or May. I'm sorry, in May.
Yeah. Huh.
And LeBron James in the playoffs, you had a bum ankle, so what? You're healthy, you're playing in the playoffs. You don't walk off, you don't quit in the middle of the game. That's something that I was taught, that's something Matt was taught, something every child was taught. You play to win, in the words of Herm Edwards. You play to win. And if you don't, quit, retire. That's what it is. And it just shows you what the sports world is, how different it's changed and how embarrassing it's been for the NBA.
Yeah, the NBA is a completely different sport. I know this is a baseball show, but Kevin, I 100% agree with you. LeBron James really needs to show the world more respect, some more class. I don't care if you're down 30, but down 25, like you mentioned before, you play to win the game. You play every minute. You give it all you got. No matter how down the circumstances are, at least you earn the respect of the fans, respect of the players, respect of your opponents. That's what matters to me as a player, as a former athlete. And that should matter to the professionals too. As a professional, you're not going to win a lot of fans over by quitting. 6 minutes left to go in a game and you're down by 30. I get the circumstances were dastardly hot.
Doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It might have been too far to come back from, but at the same time, you don't do that. It's just simple as that. You don't quit.
I'll never forget, and this was I was a junior in high school, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. This was baseball, but it's relevant to every sport that you play as a child.
Of course.
We were losing. We were getting killed. And the player had tensions with the manager for quite some time. Mm-hmm. He ended up walking off the field, out of the dugout, walked away. He quit right there. And it was embarrassing. I felt sorry for the kid. I felt sorry for the player. Because at the end of the day, growing up, it's all about having fun and all that. But you finish what you started.
Yes.
And LeBron James, I'm sorry, pal. God bless what you're doing off the court. God bless what you're doing with charities and all that for social justice. I appreciate that and I respect that. But for you, as the king of the NBA, because Michael Jordan wouldn't be doing this, the fact that you walked off the court with 6 minutes to go, I don't care if you're down by 100, you finish what you started. Because you know what? You have generations looking up to you. You're not just an average NBA player. You have generations looking up to you, myself included. I remember having that LeBron James Cavalier jersey in his rookie year. And here we are at 25 years old. Matt, you're 23.
Yes.
I'm disappointed. Because that's the reason why kids don't, they don't finish. They don't play to win. They want that participation trophy. They want this. They want that. They want everything handed to them. And people like you, LeBron James, is embarrassing. And yes, the fact that we started off with Luke Gehrig, and we're honoring him 80 years since his death, the first annual Luke Gehrig Day in Major League Baseball, it just shows how different men in professional sports were in 1939, in 1941, and here we are in 2021. And if you support what LeBron James did, walking off the court, you're part of the problem. You're despicable. And people are kissing his ass about it. People are kissing his ass about, no, I'm serious.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm